Hello there, this is Kurt the Cycling Dude saying thank you for joining me on another episode of the Cycling Dude Cyclingcast. Woo! Today I want to talk about a little short story I read called The Pedestrian by Ray Bradbury. Well, it's an interesting short story because it's the year 2053 and the main character, Leonard Mead, is arrested for walking on the sidewalk because in this time period walking is considered to be a mental health disorder. Yes, you're crazy if you're walking on the sidewalk. So, yeah. So Leonard Mead's walking down the street and everybody's, drives everywhere. Point A to point B. They don't really walk anymore. They drive to work, they drive to the store, they go home, they sit on the couch and watch TV on the big screen TVs. And that's about the point of their whole entire life. And it's interesting enough that that's happening today. And the scary thing about it is that he goes out for a walk every evening and he enjoys the night air and loves seeing the sights. And there's this autonomous cop, a RoboCop, who stops him, interrogates him, asks him what he's doing. He says, "I'm walking." He's like, "Why are you walking?" And the interrogation goes on for a little bit, and the RoboCop actually arrests him for literally being crazy and takes him to a mental health facility. And I'm like, wow. Now, how does that pertain to me? Alright. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I rode my bike. Took my bike to work. And I wanted to go to a concert, so to save some money, I told my wife, I said, "You meet me at the concert after work." So I didn't have to drive all the way back, go pick her up and drive all the way back to the concert. Kind of smart. Especially with today's world of gas prices. So I'm riding across town. This little town's not that big. It's only like a mile and a half long, maybe half mile, 3/4 mile wide. It's not very big. So I'm riding, and as I'm riding, all these people are staring at me. And I'm like, "Why are you staring at me? Why are you looking at me?" And people sitting on the front porches, kids playing in the front yard, even adults taking care of yard work. This one guy literally stops mowing his yard because he sees me riding my bike. I'm like, is that much of a shocker to you? Wow. So, yeah. And what gets me, it's about a mile away to get to the concert. These people will drive over to the concert in big trucks, big vehicles, and their cars, trucks, and everything else. And the parking lot at the concert venue is very small, so everybody's driving over and parking on or along the whole entire gravel bike trail that goes around the park. And I'm like, "Oh, bike tail." And so I'm like, well, there's damages being done to these vehicles. There's damage done to the trail by these vehicles being parked on the trail and alongside the trail. And I'm using that trail to get to the concert, right? Because I want to get off the road. And as I'm riding down the trail, and I can't go very fast because there's people and trucks everywhere and vehicles everywhere. I mean, it's ridiculous how much they'll just park them anywhere. And I'm weaving it around people and trying to be careful and being polite, saying excuse me, and not trying to run anyone over, and taking it slow. And people are just like giving me dirty looks, like, "How dare you ride your bike on the bike path?" Wow. I mean, Maybe I should have just yelled out, "How dare you drive your car on the road?" But I was crazy because people thought I was crazy because I rode my bike instead of driving. And what's even more fortuitous is I heard some of the conversations that people were having as I kind of went past them. And most of them were all about, "Can you believe how expensive gas is? Oh my God, I had to put $250 worth of gas in my car to fill it up, my truck, my SUV. When's the gas prices ever going to go down? What can I do to save money on gas?" I just wanted to say, really? You literally drove your car down to a venue. Hey, you probably live a half a mile away. Half the people there probably lived half a mile away. Or shorter. And I'm like, you could have walked. You could have carpooled. Most of these SUVs are designed to hold people who are capable of holding like 10 people. And most of the SUVs had like maybe 1 or 2 people in it. I'm like, even a sedan can hold 4. Why didn't you ask some of your neighbors to drive down with you? You could have saved on parking spaces and gas together, right? Instead of taking freaking 6 cars, you probably could have took 1 and saved 5 spaces of parking. And probably everybody could have parked in a limited parking spaces of the parking lot, which is up close towards the concert venue. But hey, I'm crazy, right? I'm crazy because I rode a bike. I didn't need a big old hunkin' dewey parking space. I didn't need $5 a gallon of gas. But to kind of get to the end of this, the reason why I think the pedestrian pertains to me, oh, there's the white-tailed deer again, is that I'm waiting for the day that somebody calls the police on me and says, "There's some guy riding a bike on the road." And they say, "How dare you ride your bike?" And the cop pulled me over and say, "How dare you ride your bike on the road? Why are you riding your bike on the road?" Just like how they interrogated Leonard Mead in the Pedestrian. And hopefully the police officer doesn't say, "I'm taking you downtown because you need a psychiatric review because you're riding your bike on the road to get from point A to point B in order to save money." But hey, you never know in this world. It's getting scarier and scarier every day in all different ways. So, yeah. Alright. This is Kurt the Cycling Dude saying thank you for joining me on this episode of the Cycling Dude Cyclingcast. And if you get a chance, check out one of Ray Bradbury's books. They're awesome. I love Ray Bradbury. He's a good author. Alright, until next time, see you out on the trail. Woo! Have fun. I'm out.